Back to Let's Help You Grow, because I'm here to help you grow. Today, we're pretty much going to be talking about 360 record deal. So, a 360, hold on, record deal 2021. So, I know y'all heard about 360s and artists signing to 360 record deals. 360 deal is controversial term within the music industry and not without some good reason. In a nutshell, this is a contract between a record label, an artist, or group, which agrees to share a percentage of all revenue generated by the artist. So, dealing with a 360 record deal, just to let y'all know, this is something you don't really have to worry about. Um, Depending on how early you in your career, not only how early, but depending on how big you are, because a 360 deal is actually a real record deal. So it's not easy to come by. So don't think that, oh, I should be to besides getting a record deal, actual record deal that's not a 360 deal, to even work yourself up to a 360 deal, you still got to put in, excuse me, you still got to put in like a lot of work as well. So just to explain to you a little bit more detail, what is a 360 deal? It is a contract between a record label and an artist where the record label takes a share of the revenue from each of the artist's revenue streams. In return, the artist might receive advances and receive financial support with marketing and touring depending on the contract with a 360 deal. Record labels are able to take a percentage of revenue from record shares, publishing, endorsement deals, merchandise sales, touring, and concert revenue streaming. How exactly does a 360 record deal work? Not all 360 deals are made the same. It will really depend on your contract and how well it is negotiated between you, the artist, and record company. But you are probably wondering about some of the details of when 360 deals started to become the record label's standard contract and how exactly they work before and after the 360 deal. In the past, under a traditional record deal, the recording company did not take a share of any income other than the revenue from record sales and other uses of the recording. Because of that, artists were able to make a good living off their performance royalties, merchandise sales, and touring and concerts. The recording couldn't touch those income streams until the advent of the 360 deal. Everyone knows from the late 90s, companies have been hurting because of the advent file sharing and downloading music, and even now streaming, since people were no longer buying music as much and preferred to download a single then buy an entire album on a CD, are now simply streaming. The record labels needed a new method to make income. So because the record labels needed a new method to make income, they just pretty much created a 360. In comes the 360 deal. So one of the first 360 deals was the band Paramore back in 2005. But before that, there were similar 360 deals between artists and promoters in the concert promotion business. The 360 deals are multi-rights deal has become a controversial topic in the music industry for many reasons. Many artists see it as a money grab from record labels with a dying business model. However, on the other hand, record labels see it as a way to have a longer relationship that they might be able to nurture even if the album sales are a commercial failure. In the past, if your debut album was a failure, you could pretty much guarantee that your record contract was going to be shelved. But since the record label has more income streams from a single artist, they believe it enables them to invest more time and energy into artists when they normally wouldn't with a traditional contract. So is a 360 deal good? The pros and cons. Music artists are very skeptical of 360 deals, and most vehemently disagree with the concept of a 360 deal. Record labels see it as a future of doing business. It doesn't really seem like there is a middle ground about whether or not a 360 deal is good for you as a professional musician. Pros of a 360 deal. More commit to promote and develop artists. You may have heard of artist development deals. This is where the record label invests in the artist and develop an artist brand and basically acts as a manager. With the advent of the 360 deal, record labels have more opportunities to do this kind of investment with emerging artists. So even if you're still working on building or finding an audience and your first album isn't quite as commercial success, the record label might organize to put you on tour so that you can build fans. or more importantly to them, recoup their investment. Situations like this could actually end up being a win-win for you, the artist and the record label. This can be the foundation to a mutually beneficial relationship where the more you make as an artist, the more the record label makes. So, number two, financial support. For independent artists, it can be expensive and difficult to organize promotion if you are a one-man show. As an independent artist, you will have to plan and finance buying merch for touring expenses, and all other expenses for marketing. On top of that, pay your team if you have a booking agent and manager. There is this is where the 360 deal seems so attractive to new emerging artists. The record label may give you an advance, help with promotion, and even manage your merch. But as with taxes, they are going to take their pound of flesh. Industry contacts. Cons of a 360 deal: when record labels sign new and emerging artists, they are taking a large risk on their investment. Generally, only 1 in 20 artists are commercially successful, so the record labels are going to want to get something in return of taking on the risk, and it really depends on the contract that is offered, but it could be creative control or financial. Here are a few examples of the cons. Lack of creative control, the contract can be shelved. How to negotiate a 360 deal. My first piece of advice when you are working on a 360 deal will be take it to an entertainment lawyer. He will have the experience to make sense of the contract, wondering and find any issues that might be hitting. You'll first want to verify what income and what percentage that will take. Generally, the label will take 20% to 35% of a particular income stream, but it has been as high as 50% in some cases. If the record label is taking that much of a percentage, it is best for the artist to try and get them to be active on helping generate income. For example, if the label gets 35% of merchandise sales, you should try to get them to manage merchandise logistics or help you find a deal on ordering merch. Try to work out a give and take for each revenue stream. Here are some terms to watch out for in a 360 deal contract. Approval rights. This means they can get the final say on such things as touring, schedules, set lists, choosing your booking agent, and settling salaries for tour crew. That's even covering the creative control they will have over your album. Cross consideration violation. This lets the label reimburse itself for the cost of recording from all sources of income, not just record or streaming income. Participation period. This is the amount of time the record will be allowed to share in the artist's income, not related to the sales or streaming of the song and album. All right. So the conclusion is, I feel like 360 deals are going to be controversial simply because of the nature of the deal. The record label is always going to want to make as much money, and the artist is going to want to keep making as much money. Furthermore, the contract is usually leaning towards the favor of the label, unless the artist has some sort of clout. Some artists signing a 360 deal could be the best option for their career at the time, especially in the pop and hip hop game, both of which required a lot of promotion, break through the noise. For most people, this information is mainly educational because not everyone is getting signed to 360 deals every day. But if you get offered a 360 deal, make sure you get an experienced entertainment lawyer to help you understand the contract clauses. All right, y'all. So, yeah. Hopefully, y'all got some real good information dealing with that. And that pretty much sums up information about a 360 deal. So what I did was, besides this, I created a course, right? And you can see the course right here. This has information about what I just said, but it has even more information. So if you're a producer, a manager, tour manager, record label owner, or you're going to become one, or if you think about signing a 360 or whatever, I got a lot of information in here that will pretty much put you on point with stuff. So you can really go get this over here on my website. I'm putting up the course right now, and I'm going to record a video to it after this video, so that way you'll be able to get this course right here. And I'm only charging $10 for it. That's it, $10. But make sure you come on my course anyway. That way, I got a lot of products available. You can get mechanical royalties list course. You can join my program, get 10 Spotify free playlists, YouTube playlists, copyright, all that stuff. So make sure y'all go on my website. The links will definitely be below. All right, so let's help you.